Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, 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 dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling, patent pocket. Take a dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it. Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on your bets, here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you wonder how this player done scooped your honey, I think she smell my cologne, it's called brand new money. Making major moves, man, ain't a damn thing funny. Pimpin' hood rats to Playboy bunnies. They see the... They see it, they see it. Say what, say what, say what? Money. I'm global dollar, dollar, and roll without 50. Like to go out smelling fresh and looking spiffy. Don't like clean money, I want my wrist to be filthy. Plus with that retirement fund, I can't touch till I'm 60. So what am I supposed to do? Roll and do. Steady patting them pockets, sell them, stacking, holding two. Ching, ching, bling, bling, catching cash.
Hello everyone and welcome to the WWE Universe, and very shortly I'll be looking at the TLC 2016 review very shortly, obviously the one you've been waiting for the last couple of days. But first I want to focus on something general for wrestling fans, and this is going to be good for the future of wrestling in itself. That's right, it's going to be absolutely fantastic and I can't wait for you guys to find out. It's going to be good. So, but first off, of course, next week, WWE on the USA Network are going to be having a whole week of WWE action from the Monday Night Raw to Tuesday Night SmackDown Lives, those live episodes of those shows, and as well as their Christmas show, Tribute to the Troops, where they'll pay homage to the men and women of the USA and around the world. All going to be taking place in that particular show, which will air next week. So be sure to look out for my review of that next week. It's going to definitely be a very special one. It's going to be something Christmassy for the WWE community. But I want to pay attention to something that you can look forward to beyond WWE. Particularly ITV for that instance, because basically for those wrestling fans who are obviously new to the wrestling world and wrestling community in that sense, or for some of you, you may recognize this program that aired back in the day aired a long time ago when ITV introduced it to the world. You would probably have heard you probably have remembered seeing this on ITV, but back years ago, ITV brought a show to its channel promoting sport, but this is not like racing, Formula 1 or anything like that. This was the first major channel to give us wrestling. That's right. ITV had its very own wrestling show back in the day. Let's say, for instance, in 1963, which is when it started, it became an instant classic to ITV. This was one of ITV's top sport programs at the time. And they broadcast it literally every Saturday. It was one of their Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon shows that they broadcast at the time. But however, though, as they got to 1985, they had a different perspective when it came to whether they wanted to showcase more World of Sports Wrestling or not. ITV were basically putting it against BBC's Grandstand at the time. And then it came to a point where ITV kind of literally stopped doing it. They kind of stopped doing World of Sports and Wrestling and kind of stopped wrestling altogether on the channel. And obviously, most wrestling fans would be a bit annoyed that ITV had got rid of an opportunity to bring British wrestlers onto our TV screens, which is a big deal because British wrestling is a very popular thing. And also in that program back in the years ago when it originally aired, in its original run, they had Davey Boy Smith, the most famous WWE star. WWE fans will know him as British Bulldog. He actually appeared on that show a couple of times to promote British wrestlers and British wrestling in general. And he was pretty much the first major star who actually became a part of that show to help elevate British wrestling and help bring British wrestlers to top standard. I mean, they had wrestlers such as Big Daddy and all these other wrestlers that had made everyone, like I said, who did the absolute best to bring the world of sports and wrestling to its best general interest. But, however, though, 30 years ago, like I stated, 30 years ago in 1985, ITV stopped this whole show altogether. And obviously that was a big sad loss to that channel because everyone kind of missed it. The 30 years, most of the wrestling fans in this country, obviously, obviously, whether they've rebelled against it or not, or tried to get ITV to put it back on, for many years, ITV just didn't want to give British wrestling an opportunity to showcase itself. They just thought, okay, let's just put on our, put some comedies on, let's put some dramas on, and let's not care about wrestling anymore because we think other shows are better than that. But now, 30 years on, ITV have kind of had a bit of a turn of a page a little bit. Because, yeah, they've got good dramas now. They've got good stuff going on the channel. But now they're starting to think about what they can bring back next. Because they've started bringing back some stuff like Surprise, Surprise and Through the Keyhole. And they're obviously bringing back Blanity Blank this Christmas. And they're starting to bring back stuff from the past. And it was because of these ideas that ITV have been currently doing for the last few years that ITV decided now's the time to start considering bringing back wrestling to its channel. Because all of a sudden, ITV have noticed that UK's wrestling talent has become a popular demand in this country, in the UK, because of the fact that obviously you've got WWE now using NXT to elevate new talent, and because British wrestlers tend to go to WWE to be a part of that company, and because UK wrestling shows across the UK that don't get televised are basically becoming very popular to UK audiences. And it was because of this, ITV had sat down and thought, what can we do to bring? Should we bring back wrestling? Should we bring back the wrestling show that we cancelled 30 years ago? Should we bring it back and give the UK wrestlers of this country in the UK an opportunity to showcase themselves in front of a world audience? Well, funny thing is now we got our wish because ITV have now pretty much made it clear that New Year's Eve 2016 is going to be the day that they are planning to bring wrestling back to its full glory 30 years later since its original run. And it's been so flipping long that they're finally considering to do this. And I was literally gobsmacked that I didn't even know that ITV had a wrestling show, because this show originally aired way before I was born. So I would even known about it for 30 years. I didn't even hear a single thing about this. A single thing. until now. So I find it very interesting that ITV have come upon themselves to bring back this show that they got rid of 30 years ago, because now there's an interest in a lot of young people who haven't seen their wrestling show before, particularly myself. And the cool thing is, this may prompt ITV to do more of it. And I hope they do, because if they don't, this is going to be a missed opportunity to give UK British wrestlers an opportunity to showcase their talent. And also, think about this. What are the possibilities of Triple H showing up to one of these shows to find talent for NXT? Just think about that for a minute. Because this could really help NXT to find British talent. Think about that for a minute. Just think about the possibilities of Triple H showing up to one of these shows to find talent. This could happen. This could very well happen if ITV goes into the direction of bringing this show full time. But at the moment, they're going to be doing a New Year's special. This is going to be a one-off special that's going to go out on New Year's Eve. This will be its historic and triumphant return to the channel. And basically what is expected from the show is that they're going to be bringing all the top UK wrestlers from this generation, including the UK Dynamite Kid. He's going to be on there. And basically what's going to happen is that there's going to be a 7-man elimination tournament in a way, like a sort of a elimination fight, they describe it, but they say there's going to be single matches, knockout rounds, tag team bounties, ladder matches, which everyone loves a ladder match, especially if it involves money in the bank. And yes, and funny thing is, one of the descriptions regarding the ladder match, it says this, where ladder matches where fighters must be the first to top of the ladder to physically grab a contract to win. Does this sound very similar to the AK Money in the Bank, where you get a contract for a guaranteed world's title match? I can see where ITV got their inspiration from. WWE, I can see. Yeah, I thought it was. Anyway, it carries on to say, through to a 7-man elimination fight, and each and every fighter is in it to win it. Because obviously, at the end of the show, they're going to be revealing the winner, the wrestler who survives, will become the World of Sports Wrestling champion. So they're going to get the championship belt at the end of the show, which is absolutely fantastic. Now here's something that is probably the biggest piece of news about all of this. It's not just the return of this show. It's even bigger than this, because it's the commentating. They've just hired probably one of the best commentators in wrestling history, probably the best one. And I'm literally mean that in a long shot, because the person they've hired is one of WWE's top commentators. Good old JR, Jim Ross, is going to be commentating this show. And I am not joking. Jim Ross, the guy who brought us all those famous commentating moments from WrestleMania to Monday Night Raw. You get the picture. This guy has been through it all. So this is like the money grabber right here. The fact that they hired Jim Ross, someone who is well recognized to many WWE fans, and a Hall of Famer as well. So big bonus. But there's also another commentator who's been announced, who is apparently a professional British wrestler. In fact, Alex Shane. I never heard of this guy before, but he's going to be a commentator alongside Jim Ross. So let's see how well he does with the legendary Jim Ross. I hope he does. Hope he does really well. Yeah, good luck to you, dude. But as well as that, they've also stated that they are definitely not only they're going to be here. There's also going to be backstage interviews with all the wrestlers at the time. There's going to be reactions from the drama in the ring. There will also be some messages from the general manager of World of Sports and Wrestling, Mr. Blessley, who I believe was the original general manager at the time when the show first aired. So the old general manager is back from the looks of things. And not only there's going to be this going on, but there's also going to be opportunities for those who have never seen the show before are going to have the chance to see archive footages and interviews from wrestlers from the past. So that means we will be able to hear voices of Big Daddy, British Bulldog, and all Johnny Saint and all these other British wrestlers who appeared on the show 30 years ago during its 30-year history back 30 years ago. We'll actually get to hear their voices through archive footages, which is absolutely incredible because we'll be able to actually witness matches that we've never saw before, like matches from that were taken 30, during its 30-year run or 20-year run, whatever, which is absolutely amazing. To see stuff that aired back in the 70s, aired in the late, early 60s, late 60s. This is really, really old footages that is being brought to life through ITV network, which is absolutely incredible. We get to see like all these old characters from the past who made World of Sports Wrestling very, very iconic to ITV, and to actually see their faces through archive footages is a big deal. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm hoping ITV, hear me out when I say this. Please release the World of Sports and Wrestling to DVD, please, because I tell you why you need to do this. Because one, this would sell so well. This will definitely sell because one, you not only you could have the special on it, but you could also do a box set of every single episode that you had back from the 60s all the way to 1985. You could have a whole box set of this World of Sports and Wrestling. I would love to own that. Seriously, I would love to get my hands on that as a DVD release into my wrestling shelf, and I would certainly treasure that because this would be good for me. This would be good for me to not only have the new World of Sports and Wrestling, but also have those from the past, to recognize the past as well as the future. I think that's a good thing. That would definitely help. And also, bear in mind, WWE has loads of DVDs every year. So who's to say ITV can't, ITV have no excuse not to release a World of Sports Wrestling DVDs. So why not? Why not do it? Why not go ahead and plan your World of Sports and Wrestling DVD box sets and, all those releases? Because trust me, we would all buy it. All us wrestling fans would buy that. We would support that product so much. This would help not only the money for you to make more World of Sports and Wrestling, but more importantly, this would help the future of ITV. Because if we show our support to it, you, ITV, the business of ITV, the broadcaster, will actually be prompted to do more of it. Because that's what we want. We want this show back permanently. That's what we need. We need something. We we need it. British wrestlers need to be televised. And ITV, this could be your golden opportunity to realize the potential of what World of Sports Wrestling could do to ITV. It could make ITV look so good. Because not only you'll have an audience for comedy, an audience for drama, audience for football, etc., and reality shows, but you'll also have an audience for wrestling fans. Wrestling fans like myself who have watched WWE for many years, and then not only that, but will also get the opportunity to see Jim Ross every week on ITV would be a dream. So, yeah, I think there's huge potential to have a World of Sports Wrestling event. Hey, this would be even better because you could even do pay-per-views for this. You could, well, not pay-per-views, but you could do live events, like live special events like WWE does, like big events. Like you could have your own Money in the Bank. You could even have your own Elimination Chamber if you wanted. You could do something so good that wrestling fans would definitely tune in. So here's your chance. Here's your chance to do something amazing and bring it back. Bring it back full time. If this broadcast does 10 times better than you expect, you have to bring it back. You have to. It's an insurance that you have to bring wrestling back permanently because there's a lot of wrestling fans now, and they're definitely going to need something because most of these wrestling fans don't have Sky Sports. This could help big time. This could help. So ITV, consider that because most of the wrestling fans in this world, in this country, in the UK, don't have enough money to buy Sky Sports. Your channel could be their only hope to see wrestling. Your channel. So do it. Make it possible. Make it happen because if we have to, if us wrestling fans have to do a petition to make it happen, then so be it. But just consider that. Just consider what I've said as a true fact. Anyway, so that is coming New Year's Eve. I'll be looking forward to checking this out. I really am. And I'm going to definitely be doing reviews on this and letting you guys know who won the championship that night and also introduce you to some of the wrestlers who haven't been properly fully named yet. We haven't got a full list yet, but don't worry. I'll have that list by that review time. So, yep, there will be plenty to talk about from this because this will be our first experience of seeing Jim Ross on ITV Network for the first time. And more importantly, this is going to rebrand something that was lost from ITV 30 years ago. So, anyway, so make sure you stay tuned for my TLC review and look out for my World of Sports Wrestling review coming up once we hit 2017. Or you might see it New Year's Day. You might see it a few days after. But either way, this is going to be definitely one of the first reviews I'm going to be doing in 2017, talking about this World of Sports and Wrestling, because I have no doubt this is going to interest a lot of wrestling fans heading into the new year. So, yeah, make sure you check it out on New Year's Eve because this is going to be the first time a major channel brings home wrestling to its full glory. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all for that TLC review. See you then.